Now I will tell you about the new installation script that we have implemented, and the reason why we have added an install script that can do installation for you from the command line mainly is the version of 11.1 version of the tool, and probably you know that 11.1 version it can be run with both Java 8 and Java 11, but it is very important that it is installed using Java 11. And there are several steps. It's not only the installation itself, but there are a couple of mandatory steps that should be done. Otherwise, your installation will be broken. So first of all, the checkbox latest Eclipse release should be unchecked. And after you install your product with Java 11, you should also run initialize with Java 11, and only after that you can switch to Java 8 if you want to use 11.1 version with Java 8. So this is the new in the utilities section on the info center. We have a new page called install product, and you can download this installation script directly from this page, and here we have some documentation how it can be used and which configuration should be done. So I have already downloaded the script, and I will show you how this can be used. So this is the usage. You should provide a path to your product installation, to the zip file with the product installation. And optionally, you can provide installation location, but in most cases, you don't need that because this can be configured. So, of course, it will not work just without any configuration. If you have version, the product zip installation of the tool, so you see that it will not work. It will ask you at least to configure Java 11. So you should specify the path where you have your Java 11 binary bin folder. This is the minimal requirements. Some of the settings you will get warnings, but default settings can be considered, but at least you need to configure Java version. So I already have prepared a configuration file, and this is the minimal configuration that you need. I also have added more configuration into this file, and while the script is working, I can show you what is possible to configure. So now I will run this configuration that I have just shown to you for the demo. Yes, so we can check that we actually have now all of these settings in environment, and I will run the same installation. So you can see that now I'm installing 11.1 version, and since I did not have any folder for downloads, it has created a folder for me. And the first step that it does is it is downloading the zip folder for Eclipse CPP installation from Eclipse.org. So if you already have that on your machine, then you just need to put it into the downloads folder, which you specify in the configuration. So here if you want to specify this in environment variable, this is the RT_downloads environment variable, and this is what I used in my configuration. So I did not have Eclipse CPP in that folder, so it is now downloading. But if you have it on your machine, you can put it into that location. So while the installation is running, we can look at what we have here. So first of all, the same script can be run on both Windows. This comes from the installation process. This is normal. So the same script can be run on both Windows and Linux without any changes. If you want to run it on Windows machine, you need to run it from Git bash. So you can download it from here. There is a link to gitforwindows.org where you can download Git bash. So these are the settings, the minimal settings that you need to set. This is path for Java 8. This is for 11.0 version, and path for Java 11, which is necessary for 11.1 version. So you can also configure in your environment path to downloads location. Also, you can specify the pattern of the path for the installation location that you want to get, and you can use these identifiers in the pattern. So by default, you can omit this step, and by default, the script will use this path for installation location, and product will be automatically replaced by the name of the product that you are installing. Version will be replaced by the version that you are installing, and release will be the identifier of the release. So in my configuration that I was showing you, I have this RT install, and it points to this location. So the same script can be used for both 11.0 and 11.1 installation, but most value it gives you for 11.1, since this is an experimental version, and also you can try to run it with Java 8 as well as with Java 11, and this implies additional steps. So now let's see what happened in the installation itself. So now you see that Eclipse was downloaded correctly. There is some printout where you can check that the script is actually doing what you need. It prints you the location, the components that it is going to install, the location where the Eclipse CPP is put, also paths to Java that you have selected. And here you can see that the script is performing the steps, all the steps that are necessary. So first it is disabling this checkbox automatically. Of course, step number 0 is that it is extracting Eclipse from Eclipse zip. And I would like to mention that it is extracting it to a temporary location. So because it will copy it to the installation location that you have requested only after the installation is successful. So if there will be any errors during installation, then it will just remove this temporary folder, and it will not put the installation into the location that you have requested. So it is also uninstalling default egit that is present in Eclipse because our product has its own customized version of egit, and you can see that here in the log you can see that this is the version of egit that is removed, and this is the version of egit which is available in the product installation. So now basically the script finished, including the fact that we were downloading Eclipse. It took it was 40 and now it's 45. So it took about 6 minutes. It's very fast and it does everything for you, including the download if you don't have that on your machine. So the next step is that it is installing the components, and these are the components that it installed. And this is also a very important step that you should run initialize. Also, this should be done with Java 11 before you switch to Java 8. Then now the installation is okay, and it is moving the new installation to the location that you have requested. Also, there is some minor configuration done on your installation, and the message that it is installed successfully. Also, the script can start the installed product after installation, and this also is configured, can be configured. So by default, it does not start, but I wanted to start it just for checking that my installation looks okay, and for checking for license, for example, if it is configured okay. In that case, there are two settings that is useful. So first of all, this variable, you should set it to any value if you want the script to start your installation. And also you can select for 11.1 version, you can select which Java will be used for running the tool. So in this case, I'm showing you the most complex scenario when I install 11.1, and then I want to run it with Java 8. So now you see that the product started, and we can check about installation details. So you see it is still an experimental version, 11.1. It's one of the very latest. It's the very latest build. Yes, so you can check that it is working. You have UML development. You can create new model projects. So if you want, you can use the same script for installing 11.0 version. So, and we can now try that. So what will happen for 11.0 version? It will also download Eclipse, but now it takes 2019-06 version of Eclipse, and it is using Java 8, because with 11.0 we are only supporting Java 8. So now the download started, and I think it will it runs quite fast, so we can also wait for it. I can show you what happened after my installation. So here I provided this folder, and downloads, now it contains Eclipse. Install contains the installation, and this is the name pattern that I have specified here. So I use this product _version_release, and we can check also that this test, this is the location where the workspace for running the tool will be created, and this test can also be configured here. It's RTist, and I was using this test location, but it is important only when you have this option set, if you want to start the tool. If you are using it in some of the backend scripts, then you don't want to start the tool, and you can just ignore this. So yeah, it's now very close. Do you have any questions so far? If not, then while it is installing, I can tell you just a couple of more information. If you already have the version of the product on the install location, it will ask you if you want to overwrite it, update, or cancel installation. And also the script is checking if you have a running version of the tool, it will not install, it will not run installation until you close the tool. And you can copy the script into your machine, so it's very it can be very useful if you want to do some tests on your local machine. So you just can download the script to your local machine and do this minor configuration and run it. It can be done for both Windows and Linux, and for Windows you will need Git bash for that. So now the second installation is going on, and yes, so this was 11.1 version, and this is the installation of 11.0 version, which is done with Java 8. We can see what happens on disk now. So this was downloaded already. And now we have this a temporary folder for installation, and only if the installation is successful, then this folder will be actually moved to the location that you requested. So I think it should finish very soon. But if not, then I think I'm done. So all of these configurations are explained here on the web page. All the configurations that you need to do. Yes. Yeah, so I think that's it from my side. I don't think we should wait for the second installation, but it will finish soon.